Represented Austria at the World Cup pool on numerous occasions. Former quarterfinalist in the World Pool Championship. Many titles to his credit. I believe 6 or 7 Euro Tour titles, which is right up there with the all-time leaders. Oegaard looking to reply here. Was unsuccessful on his second break. Considering the offensive charge that he is mounting. Looking for a break and run reply here. Nice square hit. Ball's behind the one, not falling in. And he's left the one sitting up again. So tough start to the beginning of the match here. Not so many mistakes from Oegaard, but looking at a possibility of going down
Bạn
4 to
cũng chơi
1
bên nào
now.
anh em ạ?
Mario's going to have a look to see if the 5 passes the 8. If it doesn't, there'll have to be some maneuvering around that part of the rack. I believe it does. 4 is in a perfect position to play above the 5. Let's go come around and have a closer look now. Comfortable position here for Mario. Into the angle, draw with right spin. Good view of the pocket cut on these new Predator Arc tables. I'd have to hit balls on them to know for sure, but they look just a slight bit tighter than the original Apex version. Just judging by some of the missed balls I've seen in the first couple rounds here, I think they are just a little tighter. Shallow pocket cut. So really tight from the middle of the table. Well, the 5 didn't go past the 8, so you have to get below it. It's done well. Straight in the corner. Nice shot. Very little cue ball movement. Gonna have a decision whether he wants to play the 9 in the long pocket or come all the way around 3 rails or draw 2 rails back. I think he'll favor just leaving the getting straight on the 8 and playing the 9 in the long pocket. A lot of cue ball movement if he chooses the other route. Kind of hard to get exactly straight on the 8 though. He'll favor being more in the middle of the table. There is a lane on the inside of the table. But playing a nice 2 rail angle back towards the 8 here where he can come around the 10 and ideally get straighter on the 8. Just accepted the angle. So choice now of position for Mario. 3 rails forward or 2 rails back. Really a preference on this shot. You can see the kind of lift of the eyebrows there. Just deciding between both shots. Looks like it's going to favor the draw. Tough to tell in the cueing. Little dicey here. Gonna have to see exactly the angle the cue ball ended up on. He's gonna hope he has it available into the bottom right, but he doesn't. He's right in between both pockets. It is makeable in the bottom left. Over in taking a look at that angle now. Looks like he's going to actually back cut it. Kind of equal amount of cut to both pockets, so preference here. Tricky blind pocketing. Really have to feel the angle on a shot like this. Nice shot. Avoiding the scratches coming across table, and he's in fine form here. Just the one mistake where he played the 4-5 combo, but still held Oegaard at bay, playing a nice save. So really flawless performance so far from he, and he's on 2 break-in runs in a row, and he'll look to stay offensive here in rack number 6. Straight pool division was run over the first 2 days. Kia Filler coming out with the win in the women's division. And Tobias Bongers defeating Snikotsky in the men's final. 3 Germans out of the 4 players in the men's and women's division in the straight pool finals. Germany's always been a strong contender in the straight pool division. Oegaard on our break here. And bringing some updates from other winners' qualification matches. Daniel Macios trailing 4-3 against Evo Arts. Mel Ganflo is up 3-2 against Bartol. Alex Montpellier trailing 4-3 against Tiklev. Action still live on table number 2. Maciel has really asserted himself as one of the top players in the world over the last 6 months, winning the Qatar Open. Didn't make the final 8 in any of the tournaments in Vegas, but the matches that I saw him play, he played extremely well. Really starting to assert himself as a world-class player now early in his career. Mario going from the same spot. He's been successful on the break and runs twice in 2 breaks in a row now, looking for 3 on the trot. Little off angle on the squareness, but the wired ball goes down on the side. Not going to have a shot on the 1 this time. See how aggressive he gets here. He could be on a offensive kick safe, trying to stick the cue ball behind the 9. Ideally, he'll wanting to be able to get into the 1 without any left spin. He does have to add left. He might think of some other safe options. It's like he feels like he can go direct enough at it. Looking to stick the cue ball here. Overdrew it a little bit. He's going to cover the bottom right corner. Tough spot for Oegaard. Hasn't been much safe play in these first 5 games. A lot of offense from both players. Can cut the 1 to the left and try to involve the 2-7 as blockers. Not really a lot on offer. I think that's the safest play. Even if he doesn't get the 2-7 as exact blockers, still leave the 1 in a reasonably safe spot. Oh, really offensive try there. Safes weren't easy, and there is spots where the safe is as tough as the offensive execution that you could favor offense, but long distance combos, and he knows it. Long distance combos like that are usually ill-advised. It's left an offensive chance for Mario here. Roll through near the 10. Playing the 2 in the bottom right. Chose to stun over. Good choice. Play the ball a little more aggressively on the tough pocketing. Wants to get to the bottom side of the 3 here, kind of near where he was pointing his cue. Gonna have to soft stun the ball just a little. Might be able to get there with just follow. Yeah, he is high on the cue ball, so that'll make the position a lot easier here. It's come up a little straight. Might be able to cheat the right part of the pocket and develop some angle going to the left. If not, worst case, he can go to the left long rail and follow it with some left spin. At an angle. Just kind of knew he was going to get a little long on the 5 there. Didn't turn out, so first half mistake from Mario. Still has safe options. Could be looking to get the cue ball behind the 8 here. Nice play. Small chance at a window, but I think the right edge of the 8 has got him. Still looking at hitting the ball directly, but over to the kicking angle now. Similar kicking spot to that he was in rack number 2. These long rail across kicks, not really much happening as far as kick safe. I mean, he could hit the bottom part of the ball here, maybe bringing the cue ball back towards the 7, but tough spot. Yeah, 2 rails works okay too. See, even though he created distance there, it's just object ball's not really playing towards any safe zones. So So first long pocketing test for he in a couple racks. Nice shot. Pretty standard position for the next 4 balls. Bit of cue ball movement back from the 8 to the 9. You'll be thinking about the highest percentage pass to go back towards it. 10's kind of in the way of the most natural position, but if he stays above the 8 here, he can kind of go up the right long rail. It's okay here. Does want to land straight. He is going to be fairly straight. Might have a little angle going to the right, if anything. Got to kind of stun follow the cue ball in that case. If he is too straight, there's a straight back draw option. Looks like he is going to draw out of it. Nice hit. Smooth play from Mario here in the first 6 games. Not much Oegaard can do. Couple half mistakes where he didn't stay on offense, but still executed the defense very well. Tied him up both times. 5-1 lead now. Really never liked any player hitting a break from the box with open bridge. I would say that's the only thing I would fault Oegaard on here. I just believe he doesn't hit the cue ball quite as purely. Little non-coincidental that Mario's break has been a little stronger. Yeah, off square, lost control of the cue ball. More bad news on the break for Oegaard. Does have 2 balls tied up for the first time in a rack. Don't think he will be able to open them up off the first ball because the 2 is too far away from the breakout area. Pardon me, the 3 is there. So he actually can get into them. It's going to leave a thin cut angle on the 3, but there still is good value in trying to separate the 7-8 here. He's considering it right now. Biggest issue is even if he does leave the thin pocketing angle on the 3, the position towards the 4 is going to be tough because he can't play anything up the left long rail. He's just going to leave the 7-8 for now. 6 plays okay into it. 7 actually is available in the bottom right. Would have to get right below 7-8 stack. Probably the most advisable play. Don't really want to run into a ball and rely getting right on it. Smart shot there from Mario. Checking the ball 2 rails. Kind of a shot that's overlooked by mid-level amateur players. Little too much angle here. I'm going to try to draw back into the 9, I think. Soft stun over. Nice shot. It's in good position now to get the cue ball in a similar line than it is. A little bit to the left would be ideal. Just looking at getting above it, I'm surprised. Maybe even a carom angle onto the 8? Not Not sure why he wouldn't want to play the 7 into the bottom right, though. Might have just been considering his options. Would be tight cue ball movement to get the cue ball right under the 7, but I think compared to the other options, it's a strong play. Still favoring that carom. I mean, it's nice that the 7 is really close to the 8, so you can really judge the caroming angle with the cue ball running into the 8, and the 7 will kind of play over the top left. I'd just be worried about how perfect the cue ball has to get to really be playing a comfortable carom. Decided to go into them. Turned out perfect. Can't argue with that. Oh, Mario's looking real good in this match. He'll be coming up with the break in rack number 8. To take a good commanding lead now. Well, 5 of the 8 games have been decided off the break. I think 3 off Oegaard's break for Mario and 2 off his, 2 break and runs. Really just clinical play from he here. And there he is, clinical play again. Dealing with the 7-8 tie up nicely. Been breaking from the right side of the table. Been successful. Gonna stay there. More wired balls going down for Mario. Behind the ball, behind the 1, going straight in the side. 4 railer going down as well. A little tough on the safe here. I think he'll favor trying to move the cue ball towards the 2-9. Doesn't want the 1 to bank back into the 7. If anything, you can cut it to the left of the 7 a bit. Just a little tough to slow the cue ball down behind the 9 if you're going to cut the 1 that much. He's opting for a bank, staying offense here. Maybe playing a 2-way with the cue ball behind the 7. Nice shot. Smart shot there from Mario. Again, tough kicking position for Oegaard. He's tied up the 4-10 a little bit. It is still available on the bottom left. Heavy amount of left spin and swerve if he has to go to the short rail. There are angles that can develop if he hits the left side of the 1, where the cue ball ends up behind the 4-10. Got to be careful here because he won't be hitting it at a high speed. If he hits the wrong part of the 1, he's a little in danger of not hitting a rail. Bad result. Cue ball's playing into the side if Mario tries the one in the corner. I think the cue ball's going to the short rail if he tries it in the side. Cue ball's kind of tracking towards the 3 in that case, so might have to play a bit of left spin. Tough spot here for Mario. Yeah, he's close to a scratch in both pockets. Just decided he couldn't avoid it. Playing a one pocket type safe. Gonna leave the window between the 6-10. Nothing easy on offense here for Oegaard. Gonna have to try to weave the cue ball back between the 6-10 again. Once he does, he'll just have to clear the 3. Nicely done. Hasn't really been on anything offensive since game 1, so it's been kind of stalled on his offense. We'll see if he can get going again here. Reasonable rack. 4 only goes in the bottom left, but the 3 is playing very well towards the 4. Good shot, little stun follow there. Smart shot when the pocketing's tougher. Could have achieved the same thing by just rolling at the pocketing, but your pocketing percentage will go down in that case. Nicely played. Looks like he's just straight enough to draw back onto the right side of the table. Definitely gonna have to cheat the right part of the pocket here. He's got too much angle, so he's gonna punch over. Nice shot. Like a strong, capable player, just hasn't had too much opportunity in this set. He will have the break in rack number 9. Really, the breaks hurt him a lot in this match. Hasn't made a ball on 2 of the breaks, scratched on another one. Two rails back into the line of position here for Oegaard. Ten ball was a little high, so chose not to go to the second rail. Small chance of crossing down too far if he did. Nice speed. Good rack from Oegaard. Escaping that kick situation, leaving Mario in a tough spot. pretty much all players with these tap balls are going to be attacking the rack from the middle. I don't think it's anything about switching to the side rail for Oegaard. Good square hit. Made the ball behind the 1 this time. Nicely on the 1 as well. Good break from Oegaard. Took him a few racks to find it. He's in control here. 6 to the 7 is going to be the toughest positional play by far. Six ball's really deep in the pocket, so main thing for Oegaard will be avoiding either of the points coming back towards the 7. He does need pretty specific position on the 7. Nice thing for him, though, is if he does get any kind of pocketing angle, the 9's hanging right over the pocket, so doesn't have to overplay the position. Let's see how he goes about this. I think if he can find a way to get the cue ball back to the short rail, plays a little better than being kind of where he is now on the 6. Looks like he's considering taking it from where the near where the cue ball is now. Again, if you could get all the way down underneath it, I think it plays a little more naturally. You can kind of play like a half ball drawing angle instead of a fuller ball drawing angle, which is easier to control. Did try to get below it. Kind of halfway in between here. Still on a bit of a thinner drawing angle than he would be if he stayed near the middle of the table. Just right around where he is, pointing there is good. Nice shot. Comfortably in position now on the 7. Again, guaranteed position on the 9, so can just focus on the pocketing here. He's come back with a nice 2-game offensive set after not shooting offensively for about 6 games. Trying to play his way back into the match here. He's done well. Straight in on the 10. It'll be Mariota breaking rack number 10. He's been successful on all his breaks. Has 2 break-in runs over the course of his first 4. Break number 5 of the set coming up. We're going to make the 8 and the 9 straight back on the side. He's had the 4 railer going pretty good as well. 5 ball in this case, going around 4 rails. Ball's back on the side, 4 railer. Almost goes. Doesn't have a shot on the 1, though. Could consider a really offensive swerve, but I think he'll think better of it. Swerve or jump. He's having a look. He's considering it. If he's elevating that much, it's too tough to control consistently. Looking at pushing down near the bottom right. Always tough to push in 10 ball because there's so many balls in the middle of the table. It's so easy to play safe. Could force some kind of half air, though, from Oegaard if he does push down by the bottom right. So I think this is the best play. Oegaard up quickly. Not quite seeing any real obvious safes at this point. A lot of balls in the middle. I think he's looking at taking the cue ball towards the 7. Smart play. Really, only window you can catch is between the 4-7. You can feel the kind of bank the 1 behind the 6. Could get some extra coverage. Nice shot using the 8-10. Always a smart play to play safe behind balls that are near a rail and kind of kill the ball into position of balls that are closer to a rail instead of floating behind them. Mario's going to be on a 2-rail kick here. Came behind it nicely, created some distance. Oegaard does have an offensive opportunity here. He can power this 1 in and draw back for the 2 in the right middle. Big shot in the match now. Toughest pocketing test for Oegaard so far. Nice shot. Well, Oegaard's done all he can to get back in this match. Still going to have to get through this rack, but if he does, he'll be getting closer in the score line, only trailing by 2. Especially after being stuck so badly offensively and to no fault of his own. Just really not the best results on the break. To get up and run these last 3 racks, it's very impressive. Slightly too much angle here, but he can manage. He can draw out of it. Possibly a soft draw, but a little too much angle for that. So looking at getting over into the rail. It's got to come pretty close to the side here to fall good enough on the 7. It's possible. I'm just going to go a little past it. still can stay on offense, taking the cue ball around 3 rails. Wants to avoid the angle where the cue ball is running into the 10 off the 8. First approach there looked like a save, but I think he should be okay to stay offense here. He's looking at the pocketing angle now. Oh, he caught the point a little bit, made that angle a little longer. So another pocketing test here for Oegaard. Cue ball's definitely going to have to run into the 10. Slight chance he could... No, it's running into it for sure. Not as bad to run into other balls when it's the only ball left on the table. You would assume that the ball could end up in a positive position in any pocket. Not super positive here. Another missable shot for Oegaard. He's passed every test so far. But here's another big one in the middle of the set. If it doesn't go down, he's in big danger of Mario getting on the hill here. Great shot. Steady on the body movement. You can see a little pep in his step after he made that ball. Solid performance from Oegaard. Giving Mario all he can handle. And he finally got the break working in his 4th break on his last attempt. So making a match out of this now. Apologize to everybody watching. Just lost signal there for a second, but I'm back now. Oegaard's got the left edge of the 1 here. Try to bank the 1 up table. A little tough on getting safe. Could be playing the cue ball behind the 7. Nice lag speed there. Took guts to leave that little a distance and Leave the 8 as the only blocker, but did well. Just left Mario a jump if he wants. Most obvious rail is blocked by the 9. He is going to jump at this. Not really in not much in the way of getting safe here, so going all in on the pocketing. Good try. He's going to play up the left long rail and avoiding the side. See what kind of bank angle he's left for Oegaard here. He's okay on the bank. He's got to move the cue ball to the right a little, which is a little negative because he's moving away from the 2. Might just be straight enough on the bank that he can draw straight back. Yeah, he was really trying to hold the cue ball there. Any more cut and the cue ball would have went even further away from the 2. He knew that, so he was trying to play kind of the tight side of the bank. First missed opportunity for Oegaard in 3 racks here. Hasn't left anything for Mario. Could play the cue ball behind the 4, but that's a little risky because if he doesn't get it, he'll leave the 1 into the bottom left. Good shot. Safe element to the 1, even if you didn't get the 4 as a blocker. You did, so Oegaard will be on a kick here. Decent chance at a kick safe. I kind of like drawing at this a little more, making sure the cue ball doesn't run into the 4 off the kicking angle. Called the 1 in the top left, just in case it ends up pocketing up there. Really safe in mind here. Created distance. Gonna have to see if there's a window between the 4-7. Believe he can hit the 1, but can't even hit it. So good shot from Oegaard there. Mario has the short rail here. Gonna try to use the 7 as a blocker. Nice shot. Can't hit it any better than that. It's gonna come up with the window between the 4-5, but it was great shot there by Mario. Cubo's kind of playing towards the 10 here. Gonna look for ways to open up the 1 back up table. Good try. Not there though. Tough position towards the 2 now for Mario. He has the 1 on the side. Towards the 2 now for Mario. He has the 1 on the side.